Big changes happened to Real Madrid in recent years. The club president, Florentino Perez, made a 180-degree turn in transfer philosophy, looking for youth talents rather than buying established superstars from the market. And now is the time for this philosophy to hit its peak. Real Madrid wants to sign an incredible 17-year-old from France for a whopping $84 million in the summer. So who is this mystery wonder boy? Remember this name, Eduardo Camavinga. Eduardo Camavinga made his debut for Rennes this season at just 16 years of age. Not only that, but he started the match against by the far best team in France, Paris Saint-Germain. Kylian Mbappe and Jadon Sancho are the most recent examples, but there is one thing that separates Camavinga from almost all youth and spectacular talent. He plays as a holding midfielder. Unlike wingers and strikers, he has a huge responsibility because if he loses the ball, the team is in trouble of conceding. That's what makes his breakthrough at just 16 years of age so amazing. While many players of his age would easily get battered and fatigued due to playing with physically much stronger and older players, Camavinga didn't. He has played in all but one of his team's matches this season, starting 16 out of a possible 18 matches and already becoming a key player in the squad. However, the Man of the Match award didn't just come against the reigning champions. He was the Man of the Match against Marseille too, thus dominating the best two French teams this season. Asked about playing with some older players, the French midfielder didn't have any doubts. I've always been like that. I was often moved up a year, so playing with bigger players doesn't scare me. His early life made him adapt to all circumstances. Eduardo Camavinga was actually born in Angola, but his parents moved to France to search for a better life when he was just 1 year old. They moved around in France until they finally settled in Rennes, and unlike from what you'd expect, the young Eduardo wasn't into football as much as he was into judo. An unusual choice of sports was interrupted by his mother, who forced him to go to football because the youngster would constantly break things in their house while training his judo moves. His manager from the youth tells a story about Camavinga's incredible talent. All the exercises we did, we'd have just finished explaining them, and he'd have already understood everything. With some of the others, you had to repeat yourself and show them again. He got it straight away. We had to come up with new drills to challenge him because he was twice as advanced as the others. It was all so easy for him. Camavinga was just 10 years of age when Rennes took notice of him. It was hard not to, given that he dominated the youth leagues in the area with ease, and then the disaster hit. His family's house was completely leveled after a fire accidentally started by an electric fault. This was a huge blow for Camavinga's family, and his move to Rennes was delayed because the youngster lost all of his paperwork, including his passport, which in turn ruined his chances to receive French citizenship. His youth manager at the time, Martinez, a faithful friend and a caring person, started crowdfunding where people would donate furniture to Camavinga's family in an attempt to help them recover from the disaster. And while the negatives were going on, Rennes did call once again. They wanted Camavinga to take part at the end of the season tournament. This was the only bright spot for Camavinga's family at the time. The midfielder earned a professional contract and respect for everyone at Rennes. Why? Well, all the reports say that he was one of the most well-behaved boys they ever had in the academy. Rennes Academy chief speaks of him very highly. I was the director of the academy for 5 years, and I never had any problems of behavior or attitude with him. Never, never, never. Nor did anyone else. He respects the coach as much as the cleaning lady or the supervisor of the academy. He's always questioning. He'd be the first to watch the video footage of his matches. He had some little problems with his adductors when he was younger, and he'd be the first to do his muscle strengthening exercises. He understood straight away that his body was a tool of work, and from that point on, he did everything he could to look after it. Camavinga also represented France playing for under-19s at just 16 years of age. He already has a goal to his name for Rennes to go with an assist he noted against PSG. What's interesting about this kid is that he's the best against the best. Not only did he put up a man-of-the-match performance versus PSG, where he also had his first assist, and Marseille, but he also scored his debut goal against none other than Lyon. About him, then you can understand why Real Madrid wants to sign the 17-year-old so bad. If he does join Los Blancos, it's going to be one of the most incredible stories ever written in football. The competition at Madrid is huge. Martin Odegaard, Federico Valverde, Toni Kroos, Casemiro are all incredible players who will have their place in the next season's Real Madrid. But then again, who can bet against Camavinga at this point?